What's going on, my financial friends? It's your friend Jack here, and today we're going to be taking a look at BMO covered call options. These are ETFs with very high dividend yields. So if you're looking for a higher dividend yield option in your portfolio, these are some great options. But real quick, we're going to go over them. It's not going to take very long, but let's get right into the video. So these stocks are actually not just for Canadians. These are for US residents, Canadian residents, and European residents. I'm going to show you options for all three of those. So wherever you are, keep watching this video and let's go over the options. Alright, so you're going to see to my right, there are a list of basically very high yielding dividend stocks. But these are not just any list, these are all from BMO. So BMO has a lot of options for what types of investment you want to make inside of ETFs, and all these options right here that I'm showing you are covered call options, meaning they're basically selling you a covered call contract, or that's what they're using to profit and make money, and they're making that money with your money, then returning you a dividend payment. So these dividend payments are typically anywhere from 6 or 4 to up to like 8 or 9, 10%. So obviously it does depend on the price of their shares, but usually it's around 8% for a lot of these. So we're going to take a look here. And the highest one right here are for Canadians. So we're starting with Canadians, but there are a bunch of US ones. Some of these are traded on the Toronto Stock Exchange. Some of these are traded on the US Stock Exchange. I believe most of them are traded on the Toronto Stock Exchange. Maybe the European Stock Exchange. I'm not 100% on this, but they do have a lot of options for different investors. So you can check that out depending on which one you want to go into. But first off, foremost, we have the high dividend covered call ETF for Canadians or Canadian based. So the stocks in this portfolio are going to be Canadian stocks. So that's what I mentioned by Canadian, US, and Europe. They have ETFs for US markets, Europe markets, and Canadian markets. This market is going to be a 7.49 annualized distribution yield. So very good. And you're going to scroll down here. There's lots of different options for different industries. These are all banks. We even have a technology ETF, which is pretty cool. Obviously, lower yield on that because not much tech companies are. Tech companies are different, right? Especially when it comes to dividends. We have a utilities one. So very good. You can invest in utilities through an ETF and get a very good dividend yield. These aren't really growth stocks. Keep that in mind. You're in it for the yields for the most part. These stocks aren't going to go up that much in value. So if you want a higher growth potential, you're going to be wanting to look in something like an index fund with obviously less annualized distribution yield, but a lot more growth potential and pretty much guaranteed growth at this point from stocks like the S&P 500. So if you're in Canada, VFE is a really good one. If you're in the States, I believe VOO is a good one. So those are two to look out for. Obviously, you probably know those two if you're watching this video, but chances are maybe someone doesn't. But scrolling down here, you're going to see we also have European markets, high dividend cover call ETF. So there's like the Canadian one, but it's for Europeans. It's on the European markets, so 7.11% distribution yield. Really good stuff. Once again, you're going to also see over here, the cover call utilities is 7.53%. These are huge dividends. And we even have, scrolling down here, 7.54%. So another really good dividend yield. To put right ETF, not 100% sure what that is. You see Canadian market here. We're scrolling down. We're out of their cover call ETFs. But these are all ETFs that they pay very hefty dividends. So you want to take a look at these ticker symbols right here. I'll leave this page in the description. But we have from start to top, I'll read them all. ZWC or ZWC. We'll say Z for the purpose of this video. ZWB, ZWK, ZWT. Sorry, just mix and matched. ZWU, ZWA, ZWH, ZWH.U. This one is a US dollar units, so I believe this one's probably traded on a New York Stock Exchange. Not 100%, don't quote me. ZWS, ZWP, ZWE, ZWG, ZPAY, and the list goes on. There's like 6 more. I'm not going to read them all, but the ones I would look at are probably the higher dividend covered call ETFs. So you're looking at here ZWP for Europeans. The US one is ZWS. And over here, or it's ZWH for US, and the Canadian one is ZWC. The utilities one, ZWU. So ZW, most of these, if you want to look on your brokerage, look up ZW, you could probably find some very high dividends, and most likely the covered calls are going to come up right away. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. That's been the whole video. Some really higher dividend yield options for not just Canadians, but also Europeans and US residents. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your friend Jack. As always, keep learning, keep earning. Peace out.